Mountain bike fans, welcome to day 2 of this UCI Mountain Bike World Cup in Mona Yongpyang in South Korea. I wanted to start the video by saying that Lou Ferguson is okay-ish. She's in hospital and probably will be staying there for a while, but they're non-life-threatening injury. I don't have any more infos on that, but just wanted to follow up from yesterday's video. Today we're going to scope out the qualifying and race lines. Yesterday was still very much not cut in. There was a lot of trying right, left, a lot of crashing, people going too far on berms. And now, after a day and a half of riding, the track is really cut in. There's some defined lines and it has really reduced the track to a degree. So I'm going to show you all the lines that the riders are going to be hitting on qualifying and then on race day, so you get a good impression and idea of what racing will actually look like. I'll be interviewing pilots, line spotters, and just give you my impression on the track and tell you how I think this race is going to be raced. So without further ado, let's get into it. It was very cold this morning, so the elite women treated us to a little dance. Some berms up top are straight up useless, riders favoring the faster, straighter inside line. The grass sections and the berms that are actually useful are holding up better than I thought they might yesterday. A rut has been cut into them, but they seem to be holding up okay. The entry into the first wood is now single line, with riders favoring the low option, avoiding a potential slide out. To be fair, this whole wood section is pretty single line. The only way to go is to ride where it's clean and where the pebbles are less plentiful, not leaving the riders much choice. It's a safe line but not a pleasant one. Plenty of non-moving rocks make this section very bumpy. This is what the ground on the main line looks like, and the more dirt you take off, the more rocks appear. I'll let you imagine what the alternative line looks like. So we got confirmation last night they're not going to run the big jump that's behind me. That's been cancelled, and they're now going to go around after a loose crash and obviously difficulties from the riders to be clearing that huge gap. So in order to make the jump, the riders had to come from there, corner on this loose dirt/rock mix, and then basically come here and gap this huge thing. It's about 50 feet, give or take. Also the lip is it's quite flat. So it's a long way, and you have maybe, I don't know, there's probably 10 meters of running in. So it's really hard to jump, and even Bruni on his third run admitted that he hadn't jumped it yet. So that tells you how hard this thing was, and the reason for which they've decided to reroute it around. Considering some of the best athletes in the world couldn't jump it today, maybe it's a good idea to not run it. This dirt/grass corner aren't actually so bad. There's more solid rock in there, so it's not really moving too much, but because it's been so dry, it's really rough. So I think it's a suspension game in this kind of turns. Make sure that your suspension are dialed in, because otherwise you just get absolutely hammered. Getting into the second woods, the dirt gets way better. I just wouldn't want to ride it when it's wet. The athletes will have to be careful at not going down too low, because a lot of the catch berms at the bottom of chutes are blown out. Same goes for the small road gap landing. The corner being so close to the landing, the berm is essential in order to turn. However, all there is going to be left by race day would be the log. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few blowouts there. Then comes the awkward jump with two distinct lines.
Yeah, the two lines are pretty equal time-wise. The inside's shorter but rougher. The outside's smoother, but you can carry more speed around it. It's not really that much in it for the riders. I think they should ride whichever one they're comfortable with. But then you have a tighter turn down here where it's a crucial braking into a slower exit. And if you can carry more speed out of that turn, it's going to actually make a lot bigger difference than the line choice up here. So whatever they can do to get a good exit is going to be the key.
The problem with this rolling rocks is that they keep moving, so if you get a clean run or not is just due to luck. No way to know what the sections will look like when you drop in. Bruni makes it look easy, but there is no place to rest on this track. Normally there's always a bit of straight, a few easy bike park berms, or something that requires slightly less attention. But here, you're on the verge of tipping over the whole way down.
Yeah, Marty!
Well, most of the French riders seem to be down the inside, and then I guess UK and US more on the outside.
Why do you think that divide?
Not really sure. Maybe line spotting choices or playing direct versus big long radius corners.
The jump hasn't changed and is still gnarly, but now riders don't even bother touching the berms. They go straight through. And thanks to the early adopters of this method, there now is a rut to put your wheels in and not slide out to a certain depth.
It's a hectic section, this.
As Poggy said, this section is probably even gnarlier than yesterday, because even if the loose rocks flew off, the static rocks are now even more exposed. That means more risk of flatting, getting offline or catching a pedal, which is what Jackson did yesterday and why he crashed heavily.
Yeah, clearly everyone was trying to kind of get wide and get a maximum of speed out of the bridge, and you can tell that now the inside got bed in really well and you have some support just before the main route that is in between the exits. So if you actually brake quite late and hit the brake hard but release them hopping above the route, you can still carry a really good speed and make a lot shorter distance than coming to the outside.
Yeah, like you can see up there, it would have been completely off camber, and now it's kind of cutting in a bit of a bobsled. So like the ruts turn into berms, and then yeah, you can see like the riders are actually starting to like rip down it, which is pretty sick. So yeah, it's the cool thing about World Cup racing is the tracks like evolve so much, and like they kind of build themselves from Thursday to Sunday, and like by Sunday the track's the best. Generally, it's the best that it is, which you can see, case in point, right here.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This track is really unlike anything else we've seen over the last couple of seasons. In my opinion, it's still very good, very interesting, quite slow at the top, but fast at the bottom. And I think it's really going to show who is the best rider out there on a track that nobody's ever raced before. A reminder that this program is completely self-funded at this stage. So if you are a brand and would like to get involved, please get in touch. If you're just a good bloke, feel free to donate by clicking the link down in the description of the video or by buying one of my sweet custom South Korean downhill racing t-shirts. I will see you for a video on the race vibes tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the racing, make sure you watch it, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao!